What's up, guys? Back again with another video. Today we're gonna do something a little different. I'm always getting requests on my Instagram. People will say to me, hey, you know what, I'm trying to invest too and I just don't have enough money to invest. And I'm always getting the question, what do I do to make money? So I make money primarily from making websites online, e-commerce websites specifically. So today I'm going to show you guys how you could create a website from scratch using OpenCart. And I'm going to be doing this for my own merchandise, which is this shirt right here. You see it says Frugal. I'll be creating the website for this clothing line, and I'll walk you guys through the process step by step. So get ready for some free game. We're about to get it. The platform we're going to be using today to create our e-commerce website is OpenCart. OpenCart is an open source e-commerce platform, so that means it is free and it also has a lot of community support. The most popular system, I would say, for creating e-commerce websites is Shopify. But if you go ahead and you scroll down here on the Shopify site, if you take a look at pricing, pretty much the basic plan starts at $29 a month. And then from there it goes to $79, and the advanced system is $299 a month. So by learning how to use a system like OpenCart, you'll be saving yourself a lot of money. Not only that, you will actually have a system that's not limited like some of these other systems like Shopify and Wix. These systems typically don't give you, the owner of the website, access to pretty much all the customer information. When you build your own e-commerce site from scratch using a program like OpenCart, you will have access to pretty much all your data. And in addition to that, because like I said, the platform is open source, there's a lot of support and there's a very easy way for you to get behind the engine and do, customized coding. And there's also a lot of support as far as different apps that you can add on to your website to do different things. Shopify has the same thing also, but you have to pay for most of those add-ons. So that's what we're going to take a look at today. And we're going to go through the entire process, starting from setting up the domain name with the hosting. And then we're going to go ahead, download the software, install it on the server, and then start to make the necessary changes and set it up, change the colors, and get the website fully functional. So we're going to add products, we're going to add payments, and we're going to add a shipping system as well. Okay, so all the data for your e-commerce website will be stored on a server, so you will need a hosting plan. For my hosting needs, I use LZZ hosting. They're pretty much roughly about $5 a month, and you get a gigabyte of storage for your data. So that's pretty good if you're just running, a basic e-commerce website without anything crazy or fancy. And like I said, $5, it's a lot cheaper than, $29 a month from Shopify. So once we go ahead and we sign up for the hosting, then we're going to go ahead and get an email. And the email is pretty much going to provide you with the credentials for accessing the hosting and also setting up the name servers. Now, the name servers are right here in this file. I have it stored in a text file inside the folder of the website. And it says here we have two name servers. So there's NS1 and then NS2. What we're going to do now is we're going to hop on over to GoDaddy, which is where I purchased the website domain name. And we're going to go ahead and change the name servers from the default GoDaddy name servers to the name servers of our hosting service, so that pretty much when someone types in passiveincomemerch.com, it's going to point them to our server with our files, and our web page will load properly. All right, so this is the domain name here on GoDaddy.com. It is passiveincomemerch.com. You can see I have it set up to automatically renew on the 8th of December 2020. So I'm going to go ahead now and scroll down to the section where we click on Manage and then update the DNS names. Now, if you look here, it says right here, Manage DNS, which is the domain name server. So we click on that. And I've already updated the domain name servers. So it says here, we can't display your DNS information because your name servers aren't managed by us, which is what you want. So just to show you guys what it looks like, you pretty much just go in and you would hit edit, and then you enter the same name servers that I showed you guys before in the file. As you can see here, ns1.speedydns.net, and you'll notice the same thing is here. So you enter these two name servers, and now the information for your website, your domain name, will point directly to your server and your web page will load properly. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see what that looks like now. So if I go ahead in my browser here and I type in passiveincomemerch.com and we hit enter, it loads up here and it says index. So what this means here, there's obviously nothing on the site as yet, but it means that this domain name now is pointing to our hosting plan that we have with LZZ Hosting. So we have that out the way. The next step now is to go ahead and download OpenCart and then install it onto the server so we can get the e-commerce website up and running. All right, so we hop on over to opencart.com, and it says here, the best free and open source e-commerce platform, everything you need to create, scale, and run your business. So, we could take a look at the demo, but I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do. So let's just go ahead and download the file. So we click on free download and it takes us over here and we click on download now. And then once we click on download now, it's going to give us a pop-up in a minute and ask us where we want to store the file. Whenever I go ahead and create a website, I usually have the website set up inside a folder. So I have several different websites. So you could see that the files, which I already downloaded to make things smoother, but the files are stored inside a folder called Shops. And then inside of Shops, I have the website folder, which is passiveincomemerch.com. So everything related to this site is going to be stored inside this folder. So that text file that I showed you with the hosting information is going to be here, as well as the OpenCart file that I just downloaded, and then I extracted it here. This is a WinRAR file, and I extracted it. So the OpenCart files are in this folder, and we're going to go ahead now and get them uploaded to the server. So it's already downloaded, so we can go ahead and hit cancel on that. Now, what I use to go ahead and transfer my files, I use Microsoft. It's pretty much a Microsoft Web FTP app, but there are several FTP apps out there. I think the most popular one is FileZilla, but you could just download any FTP app. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and set up the hosting information. So the first thing we want to do is go ahead and point the FTP program to the folder in which we have all the files, which in this case is passiveincomemerch.com. So we're going to go ahead and click OK on that. And what it's going to do now, it's just going to take some time to load up the information here. And right away we can see that we have the OpenCart zip file that was downloaded. We have that text file with all our domain hosting information. And then we have the extracted folder, which is OpenCart, and this is version 3.03.2. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on Site, and we're going to go to Publishing, and then it says here Add Publishing Destination. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to name this Passive Income Merch.com. We're going to go ahead and type in the same information here. So it's Passive Income Merch.com. I'm going to go ahead and enter my username, which is passive, and then I'll go ahead and I'll type in the password that I have set up for the site. And then once I go ahead and hit on add, it's going to go ahead, check, and try to connect to the server. All right, so we have a connection. So on the left-hand side of this FTP browser, you could see I have all my local files. So this is what's on my drive, right? See, it's on C, Shops, and then PassiveIncomeMerch.com. And these are the 3 files that I have there. If we look here on the FTP, it's now connected to PassiveIncomeMerch.com. And the files are all loaded up here. This is the public HTML file. If we click on this, we could see that there's nothing in there. Now, this is the folder that we want to go ahead and upload all the OpenCart files to so that it can install. So we're going to go ahead and click on this to go back up. And then we're going to go to the local drive here, and we're going to click on the OpenCart folder. And what you want to do is upload all the files that are in this upload folder right here. So we're going to go ahead and double click on that. And we're just going to go through and select everything. We want to install everything that's inside the upload folder for OpenCart. And with everything selected, we're going to click and drag it over to the public HTML site. Once we do that, it's going to start uploading the information. And this roughly takes, I would say, about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on the speed of your computer. So I'll let this load up, and then we'll come right back. All right, so the files have finished installing on the server. If we go over to the public HTML folder and double click it, we'll see that pretty much all the files are loaded up here. Now, when we go back over to the website, if we go ahead and refresh it, it will actually now show that on the PassiveIncomeMerch.com website, the OpenCart software is now loaded on, and we have to go through 1 of 4 steps to get it fully installed. So let's go ahead and first thing we have here is the general license. So we could go ahead and go through that, and we'll hit continue. Next up, it's going to go ahead and check the files on the server to make sure everything is okay. These files are all good. They're all checked off. We scroll down. We see we have 2 files here with an issue. One is config.php, which is in the public folder, and then another one which is config.php in the admin folder. So we're going to go ahead and hop back into the FTP software so we can address this. This is actually not an issue with OpenCart. It's a security measure. So once you install the software, you have to go to this first file here that says config-dist.php, and we're going to right click on it and just go ahead and remove the dist and the dash. So we're going to hit backspace and just leave it at config.php. System is going to say it's going to update the information throughout the rest of the server. We click yes. We go to admin, and under admin, we're going to pretty much do the same thing. So just hit backspace here and make sure now it's config.php. And if we go back now to the website and we hit refresh, we're going to see that both files are now updated to writable. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to click next. So now we're on to step 3. Step 3 is we're going to go ahead and enter our username, which we already know is passive. So we're going to enter that. We're going to enter the password that I created here. Alright, so the next thing we need to enter is the database. The database is pretty much going to store data that's collected from the OpenCart software or entered into the OpenCart software. So to do that, we need to access the control panel of the site. So we're going to go in our browser here and we're going to type in passive income merch.com, and then we're going to put a / and cPanel. You can see it right here, passive _ shop. So that's the name of the database. We're going to go back over here to the configuration and paste it in. And then for the admin section here, we're also going to go ahead now and enter the password and the email address. I won't type that information right now, so we'll take a break here and then I'll put that information in. Alright, so once you're finished entering the username and password and email address for the admin section, it's going to provide you with the option to go to the front of the website or go to the backend or the admin section. So I just selected going to the admin section, and as you can see here, it's requesting a username and a password. So we go ahead and put that in and we log in. Now once we log in, it gives us a dashboard here. My system is saying if I want to save this information, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now it says here, important security notification. You must move the folder to which the program is installed. So we're just going to go ahead and hit move. And it says success, you have modified the storage folder. So we could go ahead and close this out here. And it just gives you some basic information. This is the dashboard for the site. So we have total orders, total sales, total customers, and the amount of people that are online. Now, if we hop on over to the actual website, I'll pull this up for you guys right now so you can see. Just passive income merch, and we hit enter, and it's pretty much going to load up the store. So it just has a bunch of generic data on here, but we're going to go ahead and remove this data, and we're going to go ahead and add in the products that we need, and we're also going to go ahead and add our own logo here. Alright man, so we're going to hop back into the admin panel right here. We're going to do a little bit of work to customize this area. So we're going to see if we can remove this logo and put like a logo that's, related to your store. And the reason I say that, I have, like several different stores, and I have a tendency to try and do that so I don't get confused as far as what store I'm in. And this is pretty much the only thing you could I would say make custom very easy. So just changing the logo. Once you log into a store, you know exactly what store you're in. All right, everything else is pretty much the same. As you can see here, the theme is in blue. I pointed out to you guys before earlier these boxes up here. So what I want to do now is go ahead and scroll down. So this is just a little graph that gives you like a little I would say like an analytics of like your orders versus your customers. So you'll see like a bar chart here once you start getting orders. This is a map here that just indicates where your customers are coming from. So once you start getting orders, whatever region they're from, and this is the web. So you know that this is a map of the world, and the reason for that is because online you could get orders from anywhere in the world. I've gotten orders as far as Australia, Japan, Africa, so That's the beauty of having an e-commerce store, man. You're not just limited like a physical store where you can only sell to a certain geographic region. All right, if you scroll down here, it gives you, section will give you more information about recent activity. So it'll tell you what customers logged in, it will tell you what customers created a new account, and it will tell you, what customers just created an order. Sometimes you may have a case where the customer might create a new account, but they didn't create an order. You can use their email address, to go back and reach out to them to see why they didn't place an order and possibly, salvage a sale. There's also apps that could do that, but, sometimes if you do it, like manually, it makes more of an impact on the customer. All right, so here it says your last orders, and I believe this section shows, I would say roughly like about the last 8 or 10 orders. It's going to give you the order ID, the customer, the status of the order. Most of my orders, I set them to pending when they come in, and then the date added, the total, and the action that needs to be taken on the order. All right, so that's what you will pretty much see on your dashboard. If we go ahead and go to the left here, we have a menu. The first item on the menu is catalog. If we click on that, it opens up a couple of sub-menus. So we have categories, which is what you would create at the top. So, if you're selling something like computer parts, you can say monitors and have monitors be a category. And then on the monitors, you will create all the different monitor products that you have. All right, so that will go in the product section. Then we have recurring profiles, we have filters, attributes, options for like my site. I am creating right now a clothing store, so I can put in an option of selecting different sizes as well as selecting different colors of the shirts. All right, the manufacturers here, you can list this information if you want to. I really don't use that option. Then we have downloads. If you're selling downloadable products, you have reviews here, so you could go in and edit a customer's review, or you could go in and manually create reviews if you want as well. And I will tell you this, reviews do help sell your products. And then we have the information section here. This section will contain information like your privacy statement, about the data that you collect from your customers, your terms and conditions, and a general section about, the about information of your store, what your store is about. Then we have further down here, we have extensions. And what extensions is just a way of saying different modules or different additions that you could put onto your store. So the store might come with, say, roughly about 10 or 15 different types of payment systems. But let's say there's a particular payment system that you want to add to the store. You would download that module, install it, and then it would show up here in this extension section. All right, so let's go ahead and go back up here. And the next one on the list, if we minimize the catalog menu, we have designs. And if you look on designs here, it just shows the layout, then it shows the theme editor, the language, banners, and SEO URL. If you guys don't know what SEO is, it's search engine optimization. All right, I won't get into that because that video is not about this. The layout section is something that you will use because under layout, once you start adding products to the site, you can use the layout feature to determine what section of the site or what page on the site those products appear on. So for example, I might add, 2 new shirts, and then I will have a segment on the layout that says latest products, and I can actually put those 2 shirts in the latest products, take that latest products module and put it on the home page. So every time a new product is added to the site, it automatically is updated on the front of the home page of the site under latest products. All right. If we scroll down here, the next thing we have on the list is sales. We click drop down. This obviously takes you to your orders. So like I told you, the dashboard shows you, I think, roughly the first 10 orders. Sales and orders will take you to every single order that you have had since you've started the website. All right, recurring profiles again. Then we have returns. So this is a section where people can fill out like a return form on your site. and send it in, and it just gives you an idea that, okay, this person is returning this product and here's the reason why. You know, as far as returns, I suggest that when you're creating your products, you set up yourself where you have some kind of restocking fee, roughly about 10 to 15%, just so you can recoup some of the funds for your trouble. And then obviously we have gift vouchers, and you can set this up. This is pretty much self-explanatory, but you can set this up where customers can go to your site, buy a gift voucher, and then send that gift voucher to someone. And then the person that they give it to, they can come to your site, pick out the shirt that they want in this case, and use the gift voucher to make the purchase. All right, so that's under the sales. Then under the tab, we have customers. This next tab, we have customers. So we have customers here. We have customer groups. So you can group the customers. Customer approvals, if you want to set it up where a customer has to get approved before they can actually start doing things. And then we have customer fields. So you can set up different fields for the customers. On the marketing, we have, marketing information here. We have coupons, which I think are really good. So if you decide to advertise your website with something like, say, Google AdSense, you could create like a coupon that says, GOO1. And whenever you see a customer make a purchase on your site and you use that coupon code, you'd automatically know that that coupon code is associated with your Google Ads campaign. Okay. So that's the benefit of coupons right there. Then next up we have all right, so after marketing, we have system. And if you click on that, it has settings. So this is where you'd go in and enter the name of your store, any kind of slogan, the name that pops up in the browser at the top. You can edit that there. You can set up themes. You can go in and set the language that your store is going to be in, the currency, whether it's US dollars, pound, yen, whatever it is. And you can also set up the weight and measurements of your store. So you can set up all that information here on the settings. And here you could create users. If you're going to get to a level where you have different people working for you, you could set up a user profile for them and then have them only access different sections of the store. And you could also use this too if you want to outsource, managing your stores to different people. There's a lot of people all over the world that will do this type of stuff for you, and you could just limit them to doing specific things. All right, so that's on the users. Then we have localization, and this is where you can customize a couple of things to your local area. All right, if we scroll down some more, then under here we have maintenance, and on the maintenance you're going to have things like backup, and I suggest that you back up your files every single day. All right, and the reason for that is this is a software system. It could crash. Even if you look at the hosting site that I showed you, LZZ Hosting, I think their uptime is like 99%, meaning that there's always that 1% chance that their system could crash or something go wrong. And that's every single hosting website. No hosting website, not GoDaddy, none of these guys can guarantee you 100% uptime. So you always want to make sure that you back up your data. I try to back up my data every time I get a new order. After I process that order, I back up the data, right? And it's real easy. It takes a couple of seconds, and you're secured. If something goes wrong or the file goes corrupt, you would go into the maintenance section and you can import your database, and boom, all your information will be populated back again. All right, so that's it for system. So the next menu here is going to be reports, and this is self-explanatory. You have reports that you can look at, so you could choose like sales reports. You could see the items being sold. You could see the items that are being viewed the most. And you could use this information to pretty much play around. You might have one item that's not moving very fast, but then you have another item that's moving really fast. So what you could do is what I like to call marrying the products. So you could probably put those two products together in a discount deal, and you'd be surprised. The slower product now, because it's tagged on to that fast selling product, it'll start to sell. Guess what? More revenue coming in. This shows you who's online, and it kind of gives you like a link to see exactly where they came from. And then we have other statistics. So that's pretty much it, just for the overview of what the admin section, guys, looks like. Next up now, we're going to go in and we're going to try and customize the site on the admin side briefly, and then on the main site, so that we could get it to look how we want it to look. So we're going to go in and, obviously take this out, put in our own logo. We're going to remove the slideshow because I don't need it. Some people need it. We're going to remove all this data here. I'm not selling cameras or computer monitors. And we're going to go ahead and customize some of the colors here, probably the buttons and such. All right, so that's what we're going to tackle next. All right, guys, so now we're going to go ahead and look at customizing the logo here in the admin section. So we're going to hover the mouse over the logo and we're going to right click and we're going to choose open image in a new tab. And then once we go ahead and select on that, a new tab is going to pop up here and we're going to see the OpenCart logo. And if we look at the actual browser, it's going to give you the path. So it says passiveincomemerch.com/admin view image, and then the name of the file is logo.png, and PNG is a transparent image. So I've already prepared 2 logos for the site. The first one here is the smaller one that we're going to load in the admin section. And then this larger one here is what we're going to load in the front of the site. So I already have these images saved in my folder as a PNG file. This one I use the same name of shop.png. So we're just going to locate that image inside the FTP software and then replace the OpenCart image with this one, because like I said, they have the same name. So we're going to go down here to the FTP software, and obviously we see that we're connected. These are the local files, and then these are my files on the web server. So we're going to go ahead and double click on the public HTML file so we can open that up. And then once this loads up here, it's going to give us all the information for the site. All the files that we have for OpenCart that's on our hosting server is going to be loaded up here. So we know that the file was located in admin. So we're going to double click on admin, and we know that it was under view. And we know that it was on the image. And we should see it now, logo.png. So that's the file that we want to replace. Now we have this file created here, the one I just showed you guys, on my local system in my image folder. And if I double click on my image folder, it's going to load up here, and you're going to see that I have a file that says logo.png. So all I'm going to do is just drag this file and drop it over here, let it go. It's going to run. And all right, so now we have the file here loaded up, which is logo.png, and that logo that we created in Photoshop should now replace the OpenCart logo inside the admin section of our site. So let's go ahead and just refresh the link to that picture here, and we could see that the OpenCart logo is no longer available, and we can see that my logo right now is there. Now my logo is a PNG logo, which means that it has a transparent background, and then the font and the icon is actually black, so you can't see it here. So what we're going to do is hop back on over to the admin panel now, and we're going to go ahead and hit refresh and see if it loads up. As you can see, it did. So now, no matter what page I go to in the admin panel, it's going to show my logo instead of the OpenCart logo. And that's just one way, like I said, that you could customize the program. Some of you guys might delete this, and when you refresh your admin panel, it's not showing. The logo is not showing. And what you do is, to rectify that, you need to clear the cache. So to clear the cache on your browser, you're going to press in Windows Control, Shift, and Delete. And then once you do that, it's going to give you a pop-up menu that looks like this here. I just have a screenshot of it. And you see it's checked. It says clear cache images and files, and you just hit clear data and it's going to wipe it out. And then once you hit refresh again or F5, your logo should pop up here for you. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and add a logo to the store and remove the slideshow here, and we're also going to remove all the products and these logos floating around at the bottom. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and hop on over to the admin section. On the left hand side here, we're going to click on where it says system, and then we're going to click on settings. Now you'll see it says here your store, and that's the default name and the store's URL. To edit that, we're going to go ahead and click on the edit button there, and we're just going to go ahead and put in the name of the store, which is Passive Income Merch. We're going to select Ctrl A and Ctrl C to copy, because we're going to be pasting this a couple of times. And we're going to paste it here. We're going to add in some keywords as well. So frugal shirt and frugal t-shirt. The theme is going to remain default, as well as the layout. The next tab we're going to look at is the store tab. So we're going to go ahead over here and we're going to click on passive. We're going to paste Passive Income Merch. Beside that, we're going to go ahead and put a slogan, which is staying financially fresh. And we'll just right click on this so it corrects the spelling. Then we're going to go ahead here and just paste also here for the store owner. For the address, we're going to select Queens, New York. And when we scroll down here, the email address is passiveincomeny@gmail.com. And that is also my email address, guys. That's the phone number. That's here. It's just a generic phone number, so we're going to leave that for now. Let's go ahead and upload the image for the store. So we pull up the image manager, click on upload, and then it brings the store folder here. So we're going to go ahead and click on the shop logo. System gives us a message, hey, it's loaded up, and we go ahead and select it here. We're not going to put anything in the opening times and comment section, but if that applies to your business, I'm sure you could do that. Under local, we just want to check and make sure everything is set. So we are in the United States. I'm in New York. The language is English. The currency is the US dollar. The length is inches, and the weight is pound. Next tab we have here, we have options, and it just goes through a bunch of different options. Do we want a product count? Yes. Allow reviews, guest reviews, yes on those. Set up vouchers, show the customers online, show the customers activity, and log customer searches. Yes, you want to do that, because you can use this information to do research to actually improve your site. So scroll down here, it says log in to display prices. We're going to select no, because this is not a, like a membership site. It's just a regular site. This is the invoice prefix, and you guys can set that up the way you want. And then it says here, once the order is complete, the status shows as pending, and the checkout terms, they have to agree to the terms and conditions before making a purchase. And that's pretty much that. All right, if we go over here to the image section, we're going to go ahead and upload the store logo, which is right here. We don't have an icon set up right now, but you can set up one in Photoshop. It's 16 by 16 pixels. As far as the mail, we have the address plugged in here, and this is the address where we'll get emails whenever someone places an order on the site. So you'll get your order notifications sent to the email that's put right there. And you could set it so you get mail alerts only for orders, or when you get a review, or when someone registers. So I want to set it for register. I want to set it if an affiliate registers, and I also want to set it for when someone does a review, so I can go and check out the review as well. The server tab, we're pretty much going to leave like that. And if we go ahead now and hit save, and then we hop back on over to the website. Once we go ahead now and hit F5 to refresh, the logo should load up, and there we go. We have our logo. Alright, so now that we're finished setting up the information on the site and uploading the logo, let's go ahead now and get the data off the site. So all those products that are on the site that we're not selling, we're going to remove them so we can put up our own products. So to do that, we want to go to category, and then we want to select products. And you'll see here it just gives you a list of products that come preloaded on the site when you install OpenCart. So we're going to go ahead and select all up here, and we're just going to go ahead and click delete. And OpenCart comes with roughly about, I would say, what is it? No, it's just one page. All right, so all the data is gone now. If we click back on the site over here and we hit refresh, we shouldn't see any products. They're gone. So that worked. All right, so the next thing we're going to do now is get rid of the categories. So we select all here, and then we hit delete, click OK. And we have a couple more here, so select all again, delete, and then click OK. Alright, so what we want to do now is create our own category. So the first category we're going to create, we're going to call it t-shirts. And we're going to say stay financially fresh with our cool t-shirts. As you guys can see, I can't really spell too well, so that one's fine, but it just needs a dash. So next we're gonna go ahead and just type t-shirts here, right? And we're gonna copy this again. We're gonna put t-shirts here, and keywords we're gonna type t-shirts, financial t-shirts. Frugal shirt. Alright, and then we scroll back up. The next section here, the next tab is the data. So this category will not have a parent, so we'll leave that blank. There are no filters here, and there is no image, but we do want the category to appear in the top, so we're going to select that. And the sort order, we can select it as 1, so it shows up as the first item here. When we load it, the SEO, we can leave this blank for now, but you can actually in here you could go in and just type in, you know, a basic phrase. So let's go ahead and just type in frugal shirt, and then on design we're gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna go ahead and hit save. Now if we go ahead and refresh the site, all these menus that we have here should disappear, and we should only have one category listed, which is the t-shirts. So we hit refresh, and boom, only t-shirts is there. Alright, next up what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get rid of these banners here. So this first main banner that you could use for like a promotion, we're going to get that out the way, as well as this banner with all the different manufacturers. We're going to get that out the way as well. We just want a clean interface. So what we're going to do is, for that, we're going to go ahead and close the catalog category, and then we're going to scroll down here to where it says design, and we're going to go ahead and select on banners. Now you have 3 different banners here. So we have the home page slider. Now I could just go ahead and check this and delete it, but I don't want to do that, because as we develop the site later on, you know, I want to go ahead and eventually have a banner on the site. I just want to show you how to add products right now. So what we're going to do is we're just going to click on it and change the status from enabled to disabled. So we're not going to delete it. We're just going to disable it for now. All right, we're going to do the same thing here for this one that says HP products, disable, save. And the last one is the manufacturers at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and click disable and save. And if we go back to the site now and we go ahead and press F5 to hit refresh, we'll notice there's no banners on the site right now. All right, so next up, we want to go ahead now and add a product. So we're going to close out the design menu here, and then we're going to go back up to catalog, and we're going to hit on products. So we have no products right now, so we need to create a new product. So we're going to add a product here that we want to sell on the website. So the name of the product here, it's going to be Google AF pink t-shirt. All right, so we're going to go ahead and copy that here, and we're going to paste this information here. We're going to go down some more, and we're going to paste the information here, paste it here, and we're going to create some keywords. So we're going to type in frugal t-shirt. We're going to type in pink frugal shirt. We're going to type in penny pincher shirt, and we're going to leave tags blank for now. Then we're going to go back up here. We're going to select this to create some bulletins, so just some key points about the shirt. So we're going to say 100% cotton. Then we're going to say fits true to size, and then we're going to say light pink color, and then we're going to say frugal AF logo printed on pink shirt. Let's call this black frugal AF logo printed on black shirt. And then we're going to select here, we're going to go ahead and say sizes, and then we're going to say small to 5X. Alright, so that's enough information for now. We could go ahead and actually make the font a little bit bigger. Right now it's 13. Let's go ahead and bump it up to 18. And then as far as the header here, we could bold it and probably make it up to 24. Alright. Next up, we're going to go to the data section, so we could just create a model. So we're just going to type in Fru T pink. So that's the model number, and then we're going to go down here. The next thing we're going to input is the price, and let's say we sell it for $19.95. Well, no, we're going to sell it for $24.95, and then we can input a special where you get it for $19.95. Quantity, we're just going to put that we have 100 of these. And then we scroll down here, and the date available is today, which is January 1st, 2020. So we're going to leave that. The status of this product is enabled. Next, we're going to go links. There's no manufacturer right now, so we're not going to put that, but the category, this is going to be listed on the t-shirts. we scroll down here, we have a related products link, but this is the first product, so we don't have anything to link it to. Attributes, we're gonna go ahead and skip on that. Options, this is where we would go ahead and put in the different sizes, but I have to set up the options and then we can come back and update it later. Recurring, discounts, specials. So we're gonna put a special on this here. So we're gonna say the priority is 1. The price is gonna be $19.95, and we're gonna start it as of sometime in 2019. And we can also put an end date, but for right now I'm not gonna put an end date. The image, we're gonna go ahead and click on the image logo here, pull up the image manager and open cart, and it's gonna load up our folder. And we're just gonna go ahead and select these 2 images. So we hold down Control. It tells us that both images are loaded up here. So the first one is gonna be this main image of a model wearing the shirt with the logo, and then we're gonna add a second image, which is kind of a close-up of the logo, so that people can actually see. All right. No reward points, but we can say, you know, we can say it gives them 20 reward points, and if they have 100 reward points, they get a free shirt. So, well, let's change this to 25. So yeah, so if you buy free shirts, 4 of these shirts, you get 100, then you get reward points. All right. SEO, we're gonna leave this. We're gonna set this up as frugal t-shirt, and we hit save, and data is saved. So we see now we have the product here, we see the model number, we see the price is $24.95, but it's crossed out because there's a special. Now it's $19.95. We have a quantity of 100, and the status of this product is enabled. If we go back over to the website and we go ahead and hit refresh, we'll notice that the product does not show up on the page. That's because we did not put it on the home pages yet. But if we go to shirts and we click on it, then our product is going to go ahead and show up underneath shirts. You can see the product shows up here. It's on the shirts. And if we click on it, right, so the page loads up here. We could see we have the shirt being worn by the model. We could see the actual title, the product code. We could see availability. It is in stock. We could see that it normally sells for $24.95, but now it's on special, so it's $19.95. We could put a quantity in and add to cart. We don't have any reviews right now. And also, if you go over here and you click on this, it pops up a secondary picture, which kind of just gives you a close-up of what the logo looks like on the shirt. Now, one thing that is missing from this particular product is the options. So this is an item of clothing, so you want the ability to select the size, at least at the very minimum. Even if the color remains the same, you want at the very minimum to select the size. So we're going to go ahead and add that in here on the options. So let's go back to catalog, and in the catalog we're going to select options, and it's going to populate a list for us. So open a cart comes with one pre-made with size, so we're going to use that. So we click edit. Now it has sizes small, medium to large, but my supplier actually goes all the way up to 5X. So we're going to add that quantity here. So we're going to say, for this one, we're going to say extra large. We're going to put the sort order as 4. Then we're going to add 2X next. Sort order 5. Then 3X, 6, and 4X, 7, and then The last one is 5X, number 8. So we go ahead and save this now. Now we have the clothing size option going from small all the way up to 5X. So we go back over here to products. And when it loads up here, we're going to go ahead and click edit. And under option, we're going to type in size. And it pops up here once we start to type it. And we're going to add. So the first one we're going to add here, we're going to add small. You have to set a quantity. Let's set it at 500. Add. We have medium. Let's just copy this so we can keep pasting it. So the quantity there. Then we have large. Then we're going to go with extra large. Then 2X. And after that, we're going to go with 3X. 4X. And then the last one is 5X. Select 5X here, and we go ahead and we hit save. Now if we go back to the website, we'll see now when we scroll down, options is now available. So they can select small, medium, large, extra large, all the way up to 5X. So I'm going to go ahead now and just load up 2 more products. So we have 3 products on the site, and then I'll come right back. Alright guys, so I actually went ahead and loaded up 6 products. It's kind of easy to do too in OpenCart, especially when you have like clothing products. You can simply just like select the item and then hit duplicate, and it will create a duplicate of the same item, and you just have to go in and make the changes. Alright, so let's go ahead now and take a look at the website to see what it looks like. So we're going to hit the home page. And if we notice here, nothing is loading up. But if we go to shirts, we can see here that we have a total of 4 new shirts here. And then if we go to Raglan, we can see that we have 1. And then on hoodies, we also have 1. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and try to get some of these shirts on the home page. Alright, so to get the products loaded up on the home page, we're going to go ahead and minimize catalog here, and we're going to go down to extensions and then click on extensions again. And what we're going to do is click on this drop down list here, and we're going to select modules. Now what we want to do is go down the list. I want to add 2 different modules. I want to add one that says featured, where I can, place which items I want to be featured at the top of the page, and then below that I want to add another one which handles all the latest products. So we're going to go ahead and get these modules installed. So we're going to click on install right here, and then it's going to load up for us, and we can click edit, and then we could call this featured homepage. Right, and now we can just select what products we want to add. So I want to add the Frugal pink shirt. Then next I want to add the black and gray Raglan, and then the last one I want to add is the women's shirt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and add those. we're going to set the maximum limit you could set is here is 5, but you could change that number, and you could change the width. So right now the width and height is 200. The status is disabled, so we're going to go ahead and enable that. And then we're going to go ahead and hit save. And then what it's going to do is it's going to take us back to the module. So now we want to go ahead and scroll down, and we're going to do the same thing for the latest. So we're going to install that, and we're going to click on edit, and we're going to call this latest home. Right, we're going to set it to enabled, and we're going to go ahead and hit save. So once we get those installed, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and close out the extensions, and what we want to do is go to the design segment and then click on layouts. And once we click on layouts, we're going to scroll down here to where it says home, and we want to edit this. So now we're going to put in that latest feature that we had. We're going to add it in here, and we're going to add the feature in. So we're going to go ahead and let's say we're going to change this one to featured, and then on this one we're going to change this to latest, and then we're going to add another one, and we're going to make this one home. All right, and what we're going to do now is just go ahead and press save. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure, as far as the actual extensions for latest, I want that one to display the 6 latest items. So I'm going to go back to that module real quickly, and I'm going to go ahead and select latest here. And we're going to edit this and make sure it shows a maximum of 6. And then we're going to hit save. And then once I go ahead now and hit refresh, boom, we have our items loaded up. So we have the 3 featured items, and then we have the latest items here. That's it. Alright, so the site looks pretty good right now. As you can see, if you scroll down, everything looks uniformed. Everything is aligned up properly. It looks like a lot of products, but there are really only 8 products on the site. I have this first bar here, the first module, the featured module. I featured 4 different products, and then when you scroll down to the next module, which is the latest, it shows the 8 latest products that are on the site. Alright, so what we're going to do next is we're just going to go ahead and put some about text here in this section, and then we're also going to go ahead and set up the payments as well as shipping. So let's go ahead now and click on extensions, and then we're going to go to extensions. I'm going to click on the drop down list here and select modules, and then we're going to go ahead and scroll down to where it says HTML content, and we're going to install that. Then we're going to go ahead and click on edit. Alright, and then we're just going to name this here site info, and then we're going to just get some generic text that I created here. We're just going to copy this and paste it here, and then we're going to click behind the word welcome, and we're going to go ahead and just install a payment logo. So this is on page 2 over here. So we install that, and we could just go ahead and set it up so it is aligned or wrapped around the text. So we're going to say align left, and then we're going to change this to enabled, and then we're going to go ahead and just hit save. Alright, so once we hit save, what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and get out of extensions, and we need to go into design and then click layout. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on the home page layout. So we go down to home, we click edit, and we want this to show at the very top. So we're going to go ahead and select site info here on the HTML. Then we're going to change this one to, we want this to be slideshow home. And we're going to change this to featured. We're going to add another one here. And we're going to change this to latest, and then one more, and this last one is going to be slideshow home. And when we go ahead now and hit save, and we go back to the site, if we press F5 to refresh, that information shows up now on the home page. Obviously we have to go ahead and edit it so it's lined up properly. So once we get that taken care of, then we're going to go ahead now and get the payment information set up as well as the shipping information. Alright, so we went ahead and got the information here laid out properly. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and change around the colors. As you can see, this blue menu bar here does not match. If you also click on a product and let it load up and we scroll down to the add cart button, this is also blue, which is the generic setup, but we want to see if we could change these colors to the green here in the logo so we could get everything all matching up. Alright, so to do that, I'm going to go ahead and hop on over to my coding folder here, and I'm going to scroll down and get this HTML picker. So I'm going to just, kind of eyeball this and get a green that looks similar to what the logo is. Alright, and this looks close enough, so we're going to copy this code. Alright, and now to edit the colors, you're going to need to edit what is called the style sheet on your site. So to get to the style sheet, we're going to double click on the public folder, then we're going to double click on catalog, view, theme, default, and style sheet. And we want to go ahead and drag it over here to our local drive so that we can edit it. And then once it's over here, we're going to go ahead and double click and open it up. And don't get intimidated by the code. What you're looking for is this green line here, which is a note in coding. Whenever you see like that /, it's usually a note. So we're looking for a green line that says something about the menu, drop down menu. Here we go. All right, so under gradient to all drop down menus, we're going to change pretty much 4 values. So the first one we want to change here is this one that says color. Then the second one is the background color here. And then we want to change these 2 remaining colors. As you can see, they're all the same numbers and letters because that's the green that matches our logo. So once we go ahead and change that information, we go ahead and hit Control S for save. We go back over here and we just drag the style sheet over to the hosting server. It's going to ask you to replace it. Click yes. And then once you click back up here to the site and hit refresh, boom, now our colors match. The menu matches the color in the logo. If we click on an item here, we can see also the links match. The add to cart button also matches. Alright, so to finish off, we're going to go ahead and set up our payment, and we're going to go ahead and set up shipping. So go ahead and click on extensions, and then we're going to go ahead and select payments from the drop down menu, and we're going to scroll down here, and what we want to set up is PayPal standard, which is right here. So we click edit. Want to make sure the email address for our PayPal account is listed here. Sandbox mode is no, debug is disabled, the transaction method is sale, and then we're going to just go ahead and click enabled, and we can hit save on that. The next thing we want to do is go ahead and set up our shipping. So we select shipping and we scroll down here. We want free shipping, so we have this enabled. and we set the sort order to 1. So we're just going to do free shipping for now. There's also an option for a flat rate shipping. The site is new. We want to get customers in, and one way to get people to purchase is if you offer free shipping. All right, so that's pretty much it for the final setup. Okay, so that's it. Our site is finished. So let's go ahead and test it out. We're going to scroll down here, and let's say we want to click on this shirt because we want to purchase it. And we're going to go ahead and select the size of small. And we're going to hit add to cart. And it's going to pop up here that it's in the shopping cart. So we click on the shopping cart, and we can click on checkout. Then I took the liberty of setting up an account for a customer, a fake customer, which is Mary Smith. So we're going to go ahead and hit continue. And it's going to say, do you want to use this address or a new address for shipping? We're going to choose use this address. The next, it says shipping method. We chose free shipping, which we set up. And a customer can leave any comments here. Then we hit continue. And then it says here payment method, which is PayPal. We check this box and we hit continue. And the last step is going to be to confirm the order. And once you click on it, it's actually going to go ahead and take you to the PayPal website. So once you're taken to the PayPal page, you can log into your PayPal account and you can make the payment here. As you can see, the price is $19.95. And I would recommend that you guys, if you're gonna sell clothes online, there are a lot of different sites that allow like drop shipping. You could do that. Or if you want to start making your own, stuff as far as like using a heat press, you could do that as well. That's another option. There are a couple of other things I want to cover, but that's, this is pretty much the basis of this video, is to just get you up and running with creating an actual e-commerce website yourself. In the next video, I'm going to go over things like, getting set up with SSL, and also things that you could do to optimize the site, such as like a faster checkout and things that can aid you in actually selling more items. But that's for another video. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I know this is a little bit longer than usual, but I wanted to be as thorough as possible. If you guys liked the video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It took me roughly about 5 hours to make this video. So giving it a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. All right. Thank you so much for watching the video, and y'all have a great day.